We were always getting to the point with the Brooklyn Nets after they traded away Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant at the 2023 deadline. Then they traded away Mikal Bridges in the 2024 offseason. Now, this was the year they were supposed to have a really bad record and maybe land Cooper Flag in the 2025 draft. That did not happen. Jordy Fernandez in the squad won too many games this year, so now they're picking at number 8. And I don't know how I feel about that. It does feel like this won't be a wasted year from the Nets, but you would like to think, you know what, hopefully this isn't going to be like the 2023 Jazz where they won too many games and they couldn't land a Thompson or a Miller or a Wemby in that draft. And this team is going to be picking at number 8, where I do think you can get a good player. I think anybody could be in contention for the Nets. I think a lot of people are mocking like bigs to Toronto and maybe guards to New Orleans, but I think the Nets, they could take, come on, they could end up taking Jeremiah Fears, they could take Kasparis, they could take Con Knipple if he falls. I feel like anybody's on the table for the Nets in this draft, and I think they're one of the more fascinating teams for that reason on draft night. So we are going to be picking at number 8. You do have to ignore this for a little bit in the mocks. It's just not going to update from the lottery. So I'm intrigued on who we're going to take. And what's interesting about the Nets, they have 4 first-round picks in this draft, 8, 19, 26, and 27. We have a second rounder as well. And I have some guys that I'd be open to trading. Do the Lakers want Nick Claxton? I'm sure plenty of teams would want Cam Johnson. What does a Cam Thomas extension look like this offseason? He's a restricted free agent. All right, so I want to call up the San Antonio Spurs before I maybe trade Cam Johnson to a different team in the Western Conference. Would you give me number 14 in this draft? Can I take a flyer on Julian Champagnie, who's going to play a lot more on my team? And can I get the swap pass between Atlanta and San Antonio in 2026 for one of the best floor spacing power forwards in this league, a really good three-point shooter, and we're selling high, in which the Brooklyn Nets should do, and he's under a nice contract for the next 2 years. They're going to say no, and they hit me with a very hard counter that I don't love. I don't really want to trade away many of my first-round picks in this year's draft. I would include Maxwell Lewis, I'll include 36, and I'll include 27. So we're consolidating to pick 14. I get a pick next year, and I get Julian Champagnie. They want my 2029 swap worst. I don't really know if I want to do that for Harrison Barnes, who is a veteran on this team. I mean, I'm not really giving up valuable first, and I get the 14th pick in this draft. Maybe the Hawks are bad next year. So you know what? We're going to do this trade. Cam Johnson is going to be a Spur. And I'm still going to have 4 first-round picks on draft night. We're just now moving up to 14 from one of them. So I have 8, 14, 19, and 26. I added Champagnie, a veteran in Harrison Barnes. And now I kind of want to test the Nick Claxton market. Actually, I want to see how the draft goes. Because if I draft Come On My Watch, then I think I will trade away Nick Claxton. But if I don't, maybe there's a chance he is going to be my center going forward. And Con Knipple goes number 2. What? So Duke players go back-to-back to start this draft off. The 3rd overall pick for the 5th overall pick, Paul George for Larry Market. And I've talked about that trade idea before in the middle of the NBA season, and they kind of just did that right there. But it wasn't going to be if it was 3 and 5. I think maybe like 2 and 5 could have made a little bit more sense. Utah lands Ace Bailey. Dylan Harper falls all the way to Charlotte. I mean, I would do that trade if Dylan Harper was on the board. Colin Murray Boyles, whoa, pretty high to the Nets there, or excuse me, to the Sixers there at number 5. Edge comes off the board, and Trey Johnson is off the board. So you know what? I think I'm going to take Kaman Maluwak with this pick, which means I think I'm fine having a center ahead of him for his rookie season, but I want to capitalize on Nick Claxton right now. And I'm able to get Dalton Connect and Rui Hachimura for Nick Claxton. I won't even ask for some draft capital. You want Harrison Barnes in a second, and I'll take back Shake Milton. That's fine with me. All right, we're going to do this trade, and Nick Claxton is going to be a Laker. Now, with the 14th overall pick, I'm taking Yegor Demon. I don't really take him a lot, and I'm interested to see. I think the Nets should just take boomer bust guys in this draft, right? Come on, my watch. Yegor Demon. If these guys hit their ceilings, they could be top 30, 40 players in the NBA one day. Now, they could flame out, but you have 4 first-round picks. I think it's worth trying. So, I just finished up this draft. I ended up taking Come On, Maluwak. You guys saw at 8. Yegor Demon at 14. Danny Wolf, who I think is going to start in the front court with Maluwak potentially. I think they can play off each other. And then I also took Asa Newell, so I got another big in this draft as well. I don't know why he's listed as a small forward. Right now, I can't sign them, which is interesting. So I do need to release some players, I guess. So if I release like Drew Timmy, am I able to pull that off? Can I do that? Bang, there we go. I think I would like to bring back Day'Ron Sharpe as the center. I'm going to pick up the team option on Johnson, Wilson, Clowney, and definitely Whitehead. Well, I guess it'd be Whitehead and definitely Clowney. Let's offer Day'Ron Sharpe the qualifying offer. Let's offer Cam Thomas and Zaire Williams the qualifying offers. So Rui Hachimura is our number 1 player on this team right now, but I do want to have some veterans on the roster. And I'm also willing to take on some bad money right now. I'm not willing to go out and sign a James Harden and Kyrie Irving in free agency. Would be hilarious, right? So Derek Whitehead and Jalen Wilson are going to go to the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going to get a swap horse between them and Milwaukee in 2027, and I'm going to take on Terrence Mann's bad contract. And I don't love doing this trade because it's Kyle Kuzma, who I can hopefully flip, but yeah, I'm going to take on Kyle Kuzma's bad contract, Keon Johnson, Shake Milton, and a second, go into Milwaukee for Kuzma and a future first. I wonder if I can get 2 out of this. It doesn't look like it. What about, yeah, that's fine. Can I just do the original trade? Bang, there we go. So, yeah, like it's Rui Hachimura and Kyle Kuzma on this team. Both former Lakers. I mean, having Kyle Kuzma and Cam Thomas shooting the ball a lot is not going to be fun next year. I'm going to bring back D'Anthony Melton on a 2-year deal. D'Lo is not going to come back. Daron Sharp, I want to bring back on a 3-year deal with the last year being a team option. There we go. And Cam Thomas actually got a deal from the Pistons. What does this deal look like? Is it a lot of money? It is going to be, let's see, 3 years, 55. I have to match it. I think I'm going to renounce the rights on Trendon Watford as well. And Zaire Williams is actually going to get a deal from the Knicks, 1 year, $5 million. I'm going to go let him go to the crosstown rivals. That's not a bad deal to match, but I just want to have kind of a lot of minutes for the young guys next year. And we do have a crowded roster at the moment. I do want to sign a veteran point guard. It's not going to be Jerome, Russ, Giddey, Van Vliet, Paul. No, I don't want D'Lo. I don't really want Pat Bev. Trey Mann, I mean, brother of Terrence. Honestly, let's bring back Dennis Schroeder. We'll do a 1+1 with the team option. He was good for us before they traded him to the Warriors, and it could be a veteran for Yegor Demon. All right, so Cam Thomas regresses a little bit. So does Rui. Connect goes up. Kuzma regresses. He's not going to play a ton on this team. I'm just willing just to take on that for that first round pick. I know it's a bad contract. All right, so let's advance to the 2026 season where I'm okay being bad. I think that's where the Nets should be. And I think if we show some signs of progression and we have all this draft capital that they currently have, the Nets could be something in the Eastern Conference in 2027, given how wide open it is, the flexibility of the big market. Maybe we land a top pick in the 26 class and we can make some moves in the offseason. So I think we're going to start off with Dennis Schroeder as the starting point guard. Cam Thomas is going to get a ton of minutes. Like I said, I do not want to start Kyle Kuzma. He's going to get like 14 minutes a night. Terrence Mann's going to get about 16. Sharp is going to start. Ruby's going to play a decent amount. Connect can get like 27 minutes a night. Honestly, I like Champagnie being the sixth man. D'Anthony Melton, I don't think is going to play. I want Come on, Maui Watch to get 22 minutes a night because he's going to be the backup 5. We'll do 22 to Champagnie. I want Danny Wolf to get about like 18 minutes a night. Honestly, I'm like debating not even playing Kyle Kuzma. Like I just have no desire to right now. So I guess we'll give him 10 minutes, but there's a chance that like Asa Newell just takes his minutes later in the year. We're going to play 3 of the rookies to start off the year in Demon, Maui Watch, and Danny Wolf. We start off the season with a 30-point win against the Clippers. Cam Thomas shot 43. What if you just led the NBA in scoring this year? That would be hilarious. And I'm tripping. I need Noah Clowney in that rotation. I don't know what I'm doing. So, I don't know. Maybe Danny Wolf doesn't find some minutes right now. Maybe Danny Wolf ends up playing throughout later in the year. But I got to play Noah Clowney. He's a lot more important to this team's future, I think, than we think. So, let's get let's get Clowney in there. And then I think Kuzma. Honestly, I just don't want in the rotation, honestly, at all. So we can go 10 minutes a night to Wolf right now. It's going to be an 11-man rotation, but we're probably going to be some type of a seller at the deadline. All right, so the Nets are 15-35 right now. I guess this is fine. I said I wanted to be bad this year, and I still want to like lean into more of the young core. I mean, I don't think Dennis Schroeder is helping out his trade value this year. Maybe Cam Thomas. We'll see if he's going to fit the timeline of this team. Like, I might try to sell high on Dalton Connect, recoup some draft capital, see if I can move Rui Hashimura. Daron Sharp is a fine starting center, but we know that's Kaman Maui Watch's role very soon. He's been struggling this year. Julian Champagnie's been struggling this year. No, Clowney's been struggling. Nobody wants to be efficient on this team right now, which is a damn shame. All right, so I'm going to trade Dennis Schroeder to the LA Clippers for Jordan Miller. He's got 2 years left on his deal, but I also get a second rounder from the Clippers this year. That's pretty much where Schroeder's value is at. All right, so I'm going to be doing this trade with the Denver Nuggets. They're getting a veteran in D'Anthony Melton. They're getting Dalton Connect, who's been an elite three-point shooter this year, and a future second rounder. I'm taking a flyer on Ousmane Dieng, who's been terrible this year. I don't really know if he's going to crack the rotation, making $5.5 million, but I just like Julian Strother more long-term than Dalton Connect. I think he's going to be a better defender. Well, he is a better defender. And if he could just be like a mid to high 30s from 3 guy, I think that's going to be a really good 6-man for us going forward. So that was a noticeable trade. All right, and I want to just kind of give Danny Wolf and Kaman Maui Watch some runtime in the front court. It's not going to be great. There's going to be a lot of growing pains with this team right now, but I just honestly want to get them some continuity under their belts. Do I want to crack? Yeah, so I want Daron Sharp can get 20 minutes. That's fine. I think for the rest of the year, we're going to go like 10 to Terrence Mann, 10 to Champagnie. And I think I'd rather give like Asa Newell more of a shot than have somebody like Ousmane Dieng in there, and I want Noah Clowney to get some minutes as well. I know he's not been shooting the ball well. So, yeah, Kuzma, I may just buy him out in the offseason. We're not good. We're not going to be good throughout the rest of the regular season, and that is fine. I guess we're tanking for AJ, Peterson, or Cameron Boozer. All right, so Luka Doncic ends up winning MVP this year. Cooper Flagg only averaged 11.7 points per game, but was your rookie of the year. The Lakers got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's probably going to get like the full mid-level in real life. Gets just like 10 million here. Had a really good season with them. Replaced, I assume, Rui Hashimura just fine. Matsas wins most improved, and Giannis is your clutch player of the year. Mark Daigneault is your coach of the year. We got nobody on All-NBA first team, second team, or third team, but are you shocked? I doubt we're going to get anybody on the All defensive teams. We do get Kamon Watch on our rookie first team. The efficiency sucked. He's probably not going to take any threes for us next year, but I'll take the rim protection going forward. Igor Demon, 32% from three. I think there's some encouraging stuff right there. I don't think it's a lock that Danny Wolf is going to be like a starting power forward next year either. So we did not make the playoffs. It's a no shocker. We do not own the Knicks first round pick in 2026, I believe, but we are going to have, damn, we actually finished as the fourth worst record in the NBA. So we'll see if we're going to end up picking in the top four. I think there's a good chance we're going to fall outside the top four. Let's see who wins the 2026 finals. The Raptors are the 1 seed. They came back down 3-1 against Atlanta, but they lose to the 4 seeded Celtics. You have the Cavs versus the Mavs in the NBA finals, and the Cavs win in 6 with Donovan Mitchell being your finals MVP. There goes LeBron. He retires. Chris Paul retires. Horford, Love, Batum, Lopez, KD, former Net, Drew Holiday retires as well. Chris Paul, KD, LeBron, and Russ all head to the Hall of Fame. A ton of jersey retirements right there. So draft lottery time. Let's see where we're going to be picking in the 2026 draft. Like I said, we do own our first round pick in the 26 draft, so I'm not worried that the Rockets are going to be getting our pick. I'm like 99% sure, but now I will double check it. So our pick is at number 3. I will just make sure that we are going to get our first round pick. The Nets are picking there at 17 from the Cam Johnson trade. Maybe was hoping that was going to be a little bit better. And as of now, that is our only first round pick in this draft. And yes, in 2026, I do own my first round pick, thankfully, because 2K did not update this part of the trade that happened basically right as the Mikal Bridges trade happened. All right, so yeah, we're going to keep Jordi Fernandez as our head coach. I'm hoping next year is a year. I want to get better next year. I don't want to be bad, like this bad again next year. And I think we could be very creative this offseason. I know we still have some bad contracts on the team, but I'm excited for what we got going forward. Like Demon's going to get better. Thomas and Strother, I think, is a good shooting guard duo. I mean, yeah, Kuzma's got 1 year left on the deal. It's fine. And I'm going to land one of the top 3. We're picking at number 3. So if it's Boozer, Debanza, or Peterson, I will end up with one of them. So AJ Debanza ends up going from BYU to Phillies. Cam Boozer going to stay in the state of North Carolina. Yes, he does. So that means we're going to get Darren Peterson, which I mean, there's a good chance he's going to be the number 1 pick next year. This makes things interesting, though, because I have basically Cam Thomas starting at the shooting guard spot. Is Peterson going to be a 1, which it says he is here, but I think he's more of a 2. So what am I going to do with them? That's going to be TBD. Plenty of guards on the board here with our other first round pick. We could take JT Toppin, a very talented player coming out of Texas Tech. Well, he just recently transferred. Oh, no, I believe he's actually staying at Tech. So we could go Alex Caravan, the 3-point shooter from UConn. I can go Ian Jackson, who just played last year at UNC, transferred to St. John's. But I'm going to go... Do I want to go Kareem Lopez? Do I want to go Ian Jackson? I don't really want another shooting guard or a point guard. So I'm going to take Caleb Wilson here out of North Carolina. I think a little bit of a slide here I'm going to take advantage of. All right, so we're going to sign Peterson. We're going to sign Wilson, a former Jayhawk, a former Tar Heel. We're going to pick up the team option on Champagnie, even though he was not great for us last year. Luke is a free agent. Do I want to get Luke to Brooklyn? I mean, we will have about $35 million in cap space. I mean, next year we're going to have a ton freed up. From Kuzma, we're going to have Cam Thomas on a 1-year deal basically next year. And we're going to do the deal or this deal here with the Cavs. They're a second apron team, so they're going to save about $3 million, which can go a long way. I'm going to be sending them Noah Clowney and Julian Champagnie in exchange for Isaac Okoro and his expiring deal. He was terrible last year. He's just another bad contract on the books right now. His true shooting last year was 46%, which is really bad. But I'm getting their 2030 unprotected first, so that is a no-brainer. And you can see, we have a decent amount of draft picks going forward. I think we have the swap with Houston in 27, but yeah, like we have a Knicks pick, we have the Sixers pick from the Harden deal, we have a Bucks pick from the Knicks trade with Bridges, we have a Blazers pick now, we have a Wizards Knicks, like we have plenty of first going forward. And I'm looking at the team, I think I'm fine with big men. I think I want to give these guys a run. You probably could not have a more gross small forward room at the moment, even though Newell should be like a power forward or center. Coro, Man, and Kuzma is pretty gross, I won't lie. Adding Darren Peterson's interesting. I think I'd rather him be a shooting guard. We could start him off as a point guard in his rookie season. I mean, Christian Brown would be a really good add to this team, but I wonder if I should use my money wisely. I mean, Benedict Mathurin intrigues me a little bit. Somebody I don't normally get. We have some cap space to absorb him. And if I get off of Kuzma, man, it's Cam Thomas's deal next offseason, I will still have a decent amount of money going forward. So if I offered him $21 million, but I front load it, could I get him to accept that one, which we do, which I would renounce the rights on Hashimura if I get Mathurin, but actually, do I even have to do that? Okay, I do. Will they match it is a big question. Let's go. Okay, so we get Benedict Mathurin. I'm excited for him to be on this team next year. He's going to be the starting small forward. A lot more exciting than having Kuzma, Okoro, Man, at the moment. I'm going to change Asa Newell's position. Does he go up or down? So he goes up. I'll keep him at a power forward, and a secondary position will be a center. Wow, Emmanuel quickly got cut. That is insane. Emmanuel quickly got cut, and he's a free agent right now. What just happened? All right, so player progression, Cam Thomas is an 87, Matherin an 84, Strother 81, Matty Watch 79, same with Peterson. There's Wolf, Demon, Newell, Daron Sharp, etc. All right, so do we have any contract extensions to work with? Join Strother. I think we should get ahead of the market. Actually, no, we don't have to do that. I want to have as much cap space as possible if we're going to have like Matherin and these guys become like complementary pieces to a big fish we can sign next offseason. All right, so I want to start. How do I want to do this? Peterson might come off the bench, honestly, because I want to see what Yegor Demon can do, because I think Demon and Peterson could be like my backcourt going forward. I definitely want to start Kaman. I don't know about starting Asa Newell, but I do want to play him a decent amount. I think we are going to start Danny Wolf, but he's only going to get like 20 minutes a night. I think Daron Sharp can get around 20 minutes a night. We're going to go 28 again to Mayu Watch. Hopefully the numbers are better this year. Isaac Okoro, not cracking the rotation. The sixth man will end up being like a mixture of Peterson and Strother. They're going to get 24 minutes a night to start off the year. I want Demon getting about 25. Cam Thomas, 32 is fine. Matherin, let's go 34 to Matherin. And then if Newell's going to get minutes, I think 14 is fine. And then like Okoro, Man, Kuzma have like no interest in playing these guys right now. So let's go 14 to Caleb Wilson. I got about 5 more minutes to work with. We can go about a couple more to Wolf and Yegor. We are 3-star balanced. Honestly, this team may not be great this year, but that's fine. I will give like Jordy one more year. And I think next offseason, we're really putting the foundational pieces in place. And yeah, we are a lot better this year than we've been in years past. We're still not a good team, but we are 23 and 27 at the moment. I know having Benedict Matherin and Cam Thomas as your top 2 scorers are not really, it's not really super exciting, but I think it does give us some options going forward. And they've actually both been pretty solid this year. Both have been pretty efficient. Yegor Demon is taking some strides as well as a 20-year-old. Danny Wolf, not really taking advantage of the opportunity I've given him. So, hey, if you're going to take 4 rookies, they're all not going to be good. There may be some busts in there. And Kaman's been good for us this year. Julian Strother off the bench, 11.7 points, 35 from 3. There's Darren Peterson, who I want to get more involved in the second half. Asa Newell's been struggling, unfortunately. Caleb Wilson's been just fine this year. So I don't know if I'm going to make any trades. Right now, I just don't think anybody wants, man, like, Kuzma, they're all going to be kind of gone at the end of the year. Man will be tradable somewhat in the offseason. I'm just debating if I want to just kind of mess with these minutes, but I just don't really know how to do it. I think we know what Cam Thomas is at this point, so I'm going to go like 28 minutes a night, and I want to play Peterson a little bit more throughout the regular season. All right, so Wemby ends up winning MVP. Jack K is your Rookie of the Year. Not familiar with his game. Dylan Harper, 6th man of the year. He averaged 13 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I use the Richie draft classes here on 2K, so it does seem like the rookie numbers are the guys that aren't in the game, so like Ace Bailey's, those guys. Their numbers aren't as inflated as they are in some other draft classes, which honestly, people may prefer, because I do think sometimes it could be a little bit unrealistic if Cooper Flagg is averaging 25 points per game in year 2. This seems to be a little bit better for sure, or a little bit more realistic, I should say. Doesn't have to be necessarily better. No Brooklyn Nets to be found, but we do get Darren Peterson on all-rookie first team, and Caleb Wilson on our rookie second team. The Nets did not make the play-in tournament, but we are taking steps forward right now. We finished with a 37-45 record. Man, the East was pretty good. 30 wins as the 15th seed. That's not too bad. Our leading scorer this year was Benedict Matherin, followed by Cam Thomas, Julian Strother, Peterson, Maui Watch. Yegor Demon shot 41. Damn, he struggled down the stretch. Daron Sharp, fine as a backup 5. He does have a team option. TBD if I'm going to pick that up or not. And yeah, we are going to have some cap flexibility this offseason as well, with some of the contracts being up, like I mentioned, as the Thunder beat the Hornets in 5. Okay, shout out to, Cam Boozer, Dylan Harper, Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball going to the NBA Finals. That's pretty electric, I will not lie. James Harden ends up retiring, so does Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. And here we are at the draft lottery, where our pick, wow, so the Nets pick, that is going to be going to the Rockets, I believe, in a swap force at 7, but we have a swap with the Knicks, who were, I guess, bad this year, which is huge for us, and Milwaukee. I don't know if there's a swap in that, but let's just see what happens. I have to give the number 1 overall pick to the Rockets, so that just sucks. I'm going to get the 7th overall pick via the Knicks. I'm going to get the 8th overall pick via New Orleans. I'm going to get the 21st pick with the Rockets. So shout out to the James Harden trade, not paying dividends for me all these years later, as it would have been nice to draft like Tyrone Stokes, number 1 overall. So let's see what I want to do this offseason. Do I want to think about trading away Cam Thomas? I also have the 26th overall pick from the Sixers from the James Harden deal. And I'm basically going to trade away Terrence Mann, 2026 and a future second, for Scottie Pippen Jr. and a first. So I'm going to save about $14 million with this deal. Number 1, Tyrone Stokes does go to the Rockets. The Jazz are going to take Caleb Gaskins, number 2. OKC at number 3. Are they trading the pick? Nope, they're taking Maker Bull from Sudan. Caleb Holt goes to New Orleans. Murison goes there to the Celtics from Finland. The Kings are going to take Jordan Smith. And now we're on the clock. Brandon McCoy is on the board, and I think that's a no-brainer for us. Another good point guard coming out of Rutgers. And then we're on the clock again. I could take Hugo Yamiga. I'm butchering that. I don't even know how to say it yet. I know he's playing for the under-18s right now. Not going to try it, even though I just did. Could take Anthony Thompson from Auburn. But I'm saying the time is now here in Brooklyn. I'm going to trade away number 8 and Cam Thomas for Scotty Barnes. They're going to agree to that. He was actually on the trade block at one point this year. Maybe he requested a trade. So now I think like the end goal for this team is going to be at the 1. I mean, it might be Brandon McCoy or Yegor Demon. At the 2, it's Darren Peterson, which Strother is the 6th man. 3, it's Mathurin. 4, it's Scotty Barnes. 5, it's Kaman Maluach. And that's like a front court you could see between Kaman and Scotty in Toronto down the line. But I also think Maluach having somebody as good of a defensive playmaker like Scotty Barnes, like he did with Cooper Flagg in school, is maybe the best for Kaman going forward. So yeah, I think that was a very eventful draft class for us. We had some money to take on Scotty Barnes in that deal. I'm going to be picking up these team options, even Day'Ron Sharps, but I will be declining Jordan Miller's. Julian Strother, I will be giving the qualifying offer to. I guess I would have a decent amount of money if I didn't give Mathurin that contract last offseason. I mean, Giannis and Jokic want $60+ million. It would be like the Greens, the heroes of the world. Trae Young as a point guard in Brooklyn. I mean, it's interesting, but I'm just not going to be able to afford him. And we do have a lot of young guys right now. I did also pick up Scottie Pippen Jr. I mean, having Scottie Pippen Jr. is no reason to say no to Trae Young, but you guys know what I mean. Jaden Ivey's an unrestricted free agent, Christian Brown, but I do have Darren Peterson, so I don't know if I want to go that route. Kawhi Leonard's a free agent. That could have been somebody I would have went after if I didn't get Scotty Barnes, who I'm really excited to have on this team. I'll keep an eye on Tari Eason as well. I got kind of scared that I renounced the rights on somebody important, but yeah, Kuzma, Miller, and Okoro gone. If I can get Eason on a fairly cheap deal, like 15, 16 million, I don't mind him being like a backup power forward for us. Just kidding. He ended up signing. Who did he end up signing with? He signed a 3 years, $72 million. I wasn't getting to that with the Washington Wizards. I do see Josh Hart here, who's intriguing to possibly add as like a veteran, but I think I'm going to be okay. Keegan Murray, Gigi Jackson, Miles Bridges, not going to go after any of those guys. Aaron Nesmith is a fun ad. Obviously, he's had a really good conference finals against the Knicks, but I think we're fine right now on wings because I'm going to re-sign Julian Strother on a, let's see, 3 years, $48 million. Is there like a better backup center to, wow, Reed Shepherd got his team option declined. That's kind of crazy. He actually got traded to the Bulls and then to the Bucks. So he's kind of looking like a bust in this save. I'll sign Musa to a 1-year deal. Why not? Just to be the 3rd string center after Sharp and Kaman. Scotty Barnes is our highest overall, followed by Peterson, who I need to start this year, Mathurin, Strother, Maluach, Demon. I think this is a fun team right now. All right, so I don't need to cut anybody before the season starts, which is nice. If we could just make the playoffs this year, either within the playing tournament or a top 6 spot, I'm okay with that, but I would like to make the playoffs this year. It's going to be Demon to start off the year, Peterson, Mathurin, Barnes, definitely Kaman at the 5 spot. So I think Sharp is going to get like 30, or Maluach is going to get 30 minutes a night, 18 to Sharp. I'm good with Strother as the 6th man. I want Scotty playing a ton. I mean, Scotty Barnes, not Scotty Pippen. Honestly, I don't think Danny Wolf cracks the rotation. I think Asen Newell might not. He can get about 10 minutes a night. I want to play Brandon McCoy about 15 minutes a night as well. We had to sign DeMar DeRozan to the minimum. Maybe I get Caleb Wilson in there. Honestly, like, can Caleb Wilson, how tall is he? You know what? I'm not going to play Day'Ron Sharp this year. I'm going to get Caleb Wilson about 15 minutes a night. Him and Asen Newell could be the backup 5s. And then I'm going to go 27 to Yegor. I want to go about 34 to Mathurin, 34 to Peterson, and we can actually go 28 to Yegor. And our system proficiency is going to be 4-star balanced under Jordy Fernandez. We start the year at home against OKC. I mean, a tough matchup. We ended up losing. Game number 2 against Detroit, we lose by 16, and to the Sixers, we end up blowing them out. Yegor had 17 and 10 in that game. Our draft pick situation this year, we got 4 first-rounders. Top 3 from the Grizzlies, swap with the Knicks, swap with the Suns and the Wizards. That's pretty nice. And then swap worse between the Bucks and the Blazers. We're going to start off the year 1-4. Okay, can we not be bad this year, please? We're 2-5. All right, so we are 8 games above 500 at the deadline, and this is still such a new team, like figuring itself out with a lot of new faces. Yeah, Jaeger might lose that starting point guard spot going forward, but we are the 3 seed. We're about 5 games out of the 2 seed, which isn't too bad, or about 3.5 games. The offense is what's struggling. We have the worst offense here in the Eastern Conference, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to go like 18 minutes a night to Yegor. I think it's probably worth, maybe we'll go 15. I want to see what Brandon McCoy can do. Mathurin has been efficient, 48, 39, 88 splits, averaging about 18 points per game. There's Scotty, who I sometimes like, it doesn't work out well for me, so I'm hoping it works out here. There's Darren Peterson, who has been taking some strides in year number 2. There's Julian Strother. How's Caleb Wilson doing? 6-4. Scotty about 7. Oh man, Scotty can't hit a shot either. So maybe the Grizzlies fleeced me. And I'm going to be making this trade with the Spurs. We made a trade with them in the beginning of the video, sending them Cam Johnson. I'm going to send them Scottie Pippen Jr. and Daron Sharp. I got to take on Chris Middleton's 1-year deal. But I also give Mustafa Diop, who was the 9th overall pick in the 27 draft at 19 years old, a big who hasn't really been playing too much. But maybe it could be something for us going forward. I just don't think he's going to crack the rotation this year. All right, so Jokic wins MVP. Hugo of the Pacers, Rookie of the Year. Dylan Harper, I guess, behind Melo Ball is your 6th man of the year. They also get Most Improved in Cameron Boozer. Tyrese Halliburton on All-NBA First Team and Cooper Flag breaks out in year number 3. 18, 10, 6, and 3.5 stocks. That is an incredible season for sure. There's All-NBA 13, which includes Dyson Daniels on the Golden State Warriors with 40, 31, 63 splits. Not great. We do get Come On Now You Watch on all defensive second team. That's exactly what we need. 2.9 stocks, 11.5 and 9.8 rebounds. I will take that. Brandon McCoy on all rookie first team. And I'm excited to see what he could be for us going forward. We ended up snagging that 2 seed. The Wizards and us tied with a 49 and 33 record. We'd be the 4 seed in the Western Conference. The Cavs have a much better point differential than us, but hey, I just wanted to make the playoffs this year. We were a 2 seed. We're heading in the right direction right now. We're figuring out maybe Yegor Demon, Danny Wolf aren't going to be the guys going forward, but Come On Now You Watch is a really good defensive center, and I think we have a foundation of Mathurin, Scotty, and Peterson, potentially McCoy. We'll see. So for the playoffs, I don't think Danny Wolf is going to crack the rotation. We're going to go 14 to Yegor, Wilson, and Newell. We'll do about 28 to Strother, 32 to Come On, 37 to Barnes, 35 Mathurin, 37 Peterson, 29 McCoy. We're taking on the Orlando Magic in round number 1. Would not be entirely shocked if they beat me in round number 1 because of Paulo and Franz. Let's see. We're up 2-1. Yep, they won in 6. I knew we had a really good chance of defeat there in round number 1. I mean, we won 49 games in the regular season. That's nothing. Benedict Mathurin struggled a little bit, but still averaged 23 points. Scotty Barnes was really good. 8 rebounds, about 4 assists, 1.3 steals. 15, 7.7, and 6.3 for Peterson. Strother shot 37%. McCoy shot 36%. I mean, not great numbers, and I'm hoping I'm able to still land like a top draft pick. You have the Thunder and the Cavs here in the NBA Finals. Could have been a 2016 matchup. That didn't happen. And Chet Holmgren is your Finals MVP, so not Chet. All right, so DeMar DeRozan retires as a Brooklyn Net. Dennis Schroeder, former Net, ends up retiring. Rick Carlisle ended up retiring as well. Somebody that I wasn't really, like I kind of thought Rick Carlisle was an overrated coach. I guess up until last year when they made it to the conference finals, and you make it back, like that is impressive. We do have we're going to have 2 lottery picks. I think that Grizzlies pick does have a protection if I remember. And we have a Nets pick, which is probably, or excuse me, a Knicks pick, which is going to be at 14. So we ended up with the 6th pick because it was a swap with Memphis. Or no, damn, that Memphis pick jumps up to 2, so we don't get it. That Knicks pick, whoa, jumped up from 14 to 4. And then we had that swap best with Phoenix and Washington. Okay. And I get Portland's pick at 17, which was a swap worse. So that also means I get Memphis's unprotected first rounder next year in 2029. Okay, that was a very successful draft lottery. I think I'm going to bring back Jordy Fernandez, honestly, to be the guy for us going forward. And yeah, we're going to sign him to a 4-year deal, $8.5 million a year. So what do I do with 4, 6, 17, like all these picks right here? Evan Waters looks really good. He's going to be maybe the number 1 overall pick. I mean, Russ Burke. Yeah, it looks like there's just a ton of centers here at the top. I think I'm going to just keep the picks, but what if I could trade Brandon McCoy and all these picks for Cade Cunningham? They're going to say no. If I give you the Grizzlies first next year and the Knicks first next year, okay, I wanted to try it. But then I'm also intrigued about trading for Tyrese Halliburton. Like, we don't need him to score. He's going to be playing with Benedict Mathurin potentially. I mean, I would love to keep Brandon McCoy in this deal, and he could be like the backup. I mean, I don't know if Mustafa Diop 4, 16, and 17 can land me Halliburton. Maybe it can. He's an expiring contract. And it just did. All right, so I'm intrigued to see who the Pacers take with all those picks now. The Timberwolves are trading number 1 for Dyson Daniels and Kawhi Leonard. I thought I was about to see like Steph Curry's name pop up. They take Todd Frazier, a power forward from Florida, with the number 1 pick. Not sure how I feel about that. Evan Waters from Xavier probably looks like the number 1 pick. He goes to Memphis there at number 2. Sacramento takes Russ Burke. The Pacers are going to take Clay Jordan from St. John's. Warren Teague from Fordham. A lot of New York guys going there in the top couple of picks. So they end up with Norm Isley there, so they're trying to get their front court from the future or for the future. And I also took somebody out of Manhattan with my first round or second round pick at 39, Edward Shaw. So we saw some guys from Manhattan, Fordham, and St. John's go. Gerardo Ruiz from Mexico. We also got there in the second round. I'm going to pick up the team options on everybody here. Danny Wolf making $7.5 million to probably not play is maybe a little bit too much, but I'm excited about this team. With Halliburton at the 1, Peterson at the 2, Mathurin 3, Scotty 4, and Come On 5. John Moran is also a free agent this offseason. All right, I want to see if I can move Yegor Demon and Danny Wolf for Isaiah Hartenstein and a first round pick from the Lakers, would they do that? Bang, there we go. So Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be the backup to Kaman. So next year it's going to be Halliburton and Brandon McCoy, Peterson and Strother, Mathurin at the 3, Barnes, and then either Newell or Wilson, whoever plays better in the regular season for the playoffs, and Kaman and Hartenstein. All right, so Halliburton's at 89, Peterson 88, Barnes 88. Let's go out and make a run next year. And I'm going to lock up Kaman Watch on a 3-year, $60 million extension before the season starts. All right, so it's going to be Halliburton, Peterson, Mathurin, Barnes, and then Watch. We're going to have Strother, McCoy, Hartenstein, Newell, and Caleb Wilson coming off the bench. So Hartenstein is going to get like 17 minutes a night, maybe 18. We're going to go 30 to Watch for sure. McCoy is probably going to get like 18 minutes a night this year. Strother can get 24. Let's go about 13 minutes to Newell and Wilson. And like I said, whoever plays better will play more in the playoffs. I mean, I don't even know if that's what it's going to look like. Maybe I go 29 to Watch. I want to go like 34 to Barnes. I want to go 35 to Halliburton. So maybe I go a little bit less to these guys, honestly, like 11 minutes a night. McCoy, you can get 17, Strother 23. Like, I want these guys to play a ton with each other throughout the regular season. We're 4-star balanced under Jordi Fernandez. We start off the season against the Lakers, the Knicks, and the Rockets all on the road. We end up beating the Lakers. We lose to the Knicks by 18, and then we also get blown out by the Rockets by 18. And the Brooklyn Nets are here at the trade deadline with a 41-9 record. We are running away with things in the Eastern Conference. Look at our point differential, 16.7. We're allowing 96 points per game. The Hawks are allowing 120 points per game. They got Zion Williamson, though, which is pretty electric. We have the third best offense as well, which is obviously amazing. We do have Darren Peterson averaging 18.4 points. Halliburton's averaging 16 and 10. Barnes 15. Strother, he might win most improved player this year. He's been really good. Mathurin a little bit of a step back, which is fine. Hey, if I have to start Strother over Mathurin in the playoffs, that's also fine with me. And we do have Darren Peterson number 4 and Halliburton number 5 in the MVP race. And we just saw an MVP score under 20 points per game. Darren Peterson just averaged 19.5 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Maybe he was a point guard after all. And just won MVP this year. Maybe I didn't need somebody like Tyrese Halliburton. It could have been Peterson at the 1 and Cam Thomas at the 2. Jordi Fernandez, 68 wins. I'm glad I stuck by him. Peterson on All-NBA first team. LaMelo and Boozer on All-NBA second team. And we do get Tyrese Halliburton on All-NBA third team. There we go. No Kaman Watch on All-Defensive team this year, unfortunately. So we are going to be the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We're going up against the 8-seeded Cavs in round number 1. It's a brutal 8-seed matchup. No, I know they don't have Darius Garland anymore, but that is a really good team. And let's see how I want to change up the rotation. For now, Mathurin is going to start at the 3. Between Newell and Wilson, I think Newell's going to get the final spot in the rotation. Hartenstein can get around 14 minutes a night. That's fine. We're going to go 12 to Newell. I'm going to go probably a little bit more to McCoy. He was good this year. I'm going to go like 18 minutes to him. Let's go 26 to Strother. 30 to Watch for the playoffs is fine. Let's go 32 to Mathurin. 36 there, 37 to Peterson. We can go 35 to Scotty. We're taking on the Cavs in round 1. Don't get the MVP and be a 1 seed just to lose in round 1. Thank you very much. We ended up winning in 5, so we made it further than we did last year after losing in round number 1. Peterson and Mathurin stepping up, 44 points combined. Mathurin dropping 20 points in 30 minutes is very impressive on 51, 40, 82 splits. And then you got the Bulls here in round number 2 who have drafted Noah Essengay. They took him at number 12. That might be the best player in the world. They have Chris Nack Jr. From Houston. Also hasn't been great, but you got Luka and Kobe White in the backcourt, which is electric. And I know Matas Buzelis has developed into a good player. They just beat the Washington Wizards in 7 games. They got Brandon Miller in Washington. I feel like we should beat them, but oh god, man, I say that and Luka is just destroying me. Don't lose this series. Okay, we just went down 3 games to 1. We got blown out in game 1, lost by double digits in game 2. We win game 3 by 7. Okay, wow. Every time they've beaten us, it's pretty much been a blowout, but we have come back down 3-1 to force a game 7. Oh man, I'm nervous. Round 2 has not been kind. Benedict Mathurin, 39% from the field. Scotty Barnes, 39% from the field. So here we go, game 7. Can we complete the 3-1 comeback? We're scoring just fine. Yep, we are up by 16 right now in the second quarter. We just held them to 9 points in the second quarter. Come on, we're letting them come back after that elite defensive second quarter. No, we're up by 7. Don't choke this, please. Up by 7, up by 10, up by 13. Okay, we are going to complete the 3-1 comeback. We end up beating them by 11. 17 for Strother, 15 for Peterson, 15 for Scotty. And we're in the conference finals to take on the Pistons. In the Western Conference, you have 2 Texas teams, Dallas and San Antonio. Detroit has added Mikal Bridges. They've developed Ron Holland. Even though he's not been great these playoffs, they have Anthony Simons, AJ Johnson, and former Brooklyn Net Noah Clowney. We do win game 1. 113, 97. Scotty Barnes, who had a bad round 2, gets off to a good start. We win game 2, 118, 102, 33 for Peterson, 24 for Barnes. Game 3 goes to Brooklyn. There we go. 121, 115. Come on with 23. Can we win game 4? Bang. There we go. 110, 104. Mathurin with 21. Barnes with 20. Peterson with 19. We're in the NBA Finals to take on the San Antonio Spurs. They just won in 7. Peterson has MVP, Conference Finals MVP. We need Finals MVP right now. Game 7, Kyrie at 26, Flag at 26, Castle at 23. They still have Cam Johnson, but he's been playing a lot. Oh, well, actually, they traded him to Phoenix a year later. He gets traded, or I guess maybe signs with Sacramento, gets traded to Memphis, and then Memphis back to San Antonio. Would you look at that? And yeah, they're led by Stephon Castle, Jace Richardson, Kon Knipple, Yves Missi, and Victor Wembanyama, with Devin Vassell as a 6th man. Very similar color scheme. We win game 1. They played each other, I think, in the early 2000s in the finals. We lose game 2 by 2. Brandon McCoy had 18 points in 18 minutes. Don't lose game 3. Oh my God, we're down 2-1. We lost by 9. Oh, don't lose game 4, please. Okay, thank you. We keep this series alive. If they went up 3-1, I would have felt like it was over. We go up 3-2. Can we win the finals in 6 games? Brandon McCoy, 27 points in 19 minutes, and we do win in 6. We don't allow them to force a game 7. Darren Peterson is your finals MVP, and the Brooklyn Nets win the 2029 NBA Finals, led by Halliburton, Peterson, Barnes, and Mathurin. And I hope you guys did enjoy this Brooklyn Nets rebuild. Let me know what you think that they're going to end up doing this offseason. Do you think they're going to end up getting somebody like a Jaylen Brown or Giannis Antetokounmpo, or they're just going to build through the draft? And let me know who you think they're going to take there with the number 8 pick. Do you think it's going to be a guard, a wing, a big? Let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you're not already. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.